Hey, Bart Miller here with Cycling Strong. We're at 2013 Interbike having an absolute blast. One of the companies that you guys wanted reviewed was Stan's No Tubes. We're here now and we're gonna do it with the man, which is Stan. What a coincidence, huh? Got the president of the company. He's gonna walk us through everything, why he's designed what he's designed, and why this is such a growing niche and such a cool way to run your tires. So Stan, walk us through the road stuff, mountain bike stuff, all the fat bike stuff you got coming out.
Okay.
Give us the spill, get this audience so engaged they gotta have your product.
All right, what I'm going to show you first is our new carbon rim.
Awesome.
This is the first carbon rim I've ever made. And the reason what this rim does, all the other carbon rims are very, very stiff.
Yeah.
They have no radial compliance whatsoever.
Right.
And what that does, it's not good for the rider or the wheel or the spokes.
Okay.
Because when you hit something, if the rim can't compress and give,
You bet.
it drives all of the force into the tire, into the rider, into the fork,
Yeah.
into the suspension.
Yep.
Now, what I wanted, all of my rims have always had very good radial compliance.
Yeah.
They flex.
Yeah.
They move up and down as we ride the bicycle.
Right.
Now,
Stan, would that mean more like a shock? I mean, you're making the rim to be able...
We're adding suspension to the bicycle.
Yeah, awesome.
You know, we have suspension forks.
Right.
We have suspension that we go from running 50 PSI to 20 PSI.
Yeah.
Also, the rims add suspension.
Okay.
And the carbon rims, because they're so stiff, they won't add that suspension.
Right.
They actually take it away.
Okay.
So my rim, suspension on my rim is almost as good as my 29er Gold, my carbon rim,
Really?
the Valor.
Really?
Yes. My 29er Gold is only 310 gram rim.
Right.
So it has a lot of radial compliance.
Right.
Very, very good rim.
Does that rob watts from you?
No, it doesn't, because what you're looking for, the compliance, it actually adds speed.
Okay.
It's just like if you were running a tire at 55 PSI,
Yep.
you're bouncing backwards
Yep.
and you're bouncing upwards.
Okay.
And that's energy that you have to pedal back into that bicycle to get going again.
And I don't want to be doing that.
No, and that's why you can't win a race.
Whoa!
You know, you have to, you see my rims, they dominate the racing circuit.
Yeah.
You know, the 29er Gold and the Crest, one of the two most winning rims probably ever. World
I'm
Cup,
sold already, and I'm
gold
not even
medal.
riding these rims. How do I get the rims? Let's just get right to it.
This rim has almost as much radial compliance as my 29er Gold rim. It has more than my 29er Crest.
The thing I like about this rim too, really quick, so everybody knows, is I love that this is a thin rim. It's not a real deep dish, so in windy conditions, all that kind of stuff, you're still going to be able to ride this rim and get everything you want out of it and all that high performance. I think that's just awesome.
The shape of this rim is designed so it compresses. If we put this rim section into a vise and we squeeze the vise, it will actually compress 1/8 of an inch, and then we loosen the vise, it'll go back.
Wow.
And it'll do it over and over and over again.
Very cool.
And that's what you want. You take another carbon rim, put it in there, squeeze
Yeah.
it, it won't give it all.
Nice.
It's gonna get to the point where it might give a little and then it's just gonna crack. So
Very good
we've
to know.
addressed all of those issues. But what we also have in this rim is the lateral stiffness. I've made this rim as laterally stiff as I can. And what I say, my next stiffest rim in this width would be the Crest 29er. Or the RGX, excuse me, the RGX 29er. Well, the RGX 29er is almost 100% laterally not as stiff as this rim.
Is that right?
This is 100% more stiffness. And that allows us to turn quicker and better and more precise.
Nice.
It allows all of the spokes to work at one time, which when you go to pedal, it makes them all turn, it makes it more efficient.
Very cool.
It's going to be the most efficient rim that I've ever made.
Nice job, Stan.
Thanks.
Love that. Okay, you got a chart there you were going to show us real quick?
Yeah, this is a chart. This one here is on the compliance, and we can give you this in a PDF file.
Whoa, you've got that technology too?
Oh yeah, I guess my people do, I don't. The top line you see is my 29er Race Gold rim. Now that's how much the Race Gold rim has vertical compliance. The next rim down you see is the red line. That's the Valor, which means that it almost has as much compliance as my 305 gram aluminum rim, which is unique. The next rim you see down is my 29er Crest rim. The 29er Crest rim has been wonderful. This actually has more vertical compliance than the Crest rim.
Wow.
The next two rims you see down are my competitors' carbon rims. Two of the big ones in the industry. As you see, they're at the very bottom.
Yeah.
They don't comply whatsoever. They move like 2 or 3 thousandths, and we move 100 thousandths.
Jeez.
That much difference. And when you ride it, you're going to notice that instantly.
Very cool.
And that's what makes you faster.
The other thing I love too, and I'm just pointing this out, is because I've been doing some research on these guys, their rims are very well priced. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that go, well, that gives me some skepticism. Don't let that be the case. The reviews on these things are absolutely amazing, and the pricing, I mean, do you want him to gouge you? I mean, Stan's being cool to us. I mean, take advantage of that situation. I mean that seriously.
Well, you're right. I
really
agree with
feel
you.
like a lot of these companies out there, they've got really nice high-end rims, but they charge us astronomical prices they don't need to charge because that's the only way you guys are going to pay for it. Don't do that to yourself. You're getting the most amazing rim you possibly can for a great price. Thank you, Stan.
Well, thank you.
So let's move on. Let's talk a few of the other things. Let's go to the, you want to move from here?
Yeah, let's move from here and we'll let's go to the fat bike rim that I designed.
You know how much I love fat bikes?
I don't know.
Love fat bikes.
Well, good.
You want to know why?
Yeah, tell me.
Because I have a 3-year-old son that can train with me because I put my big old trailer behind there. He's able to sit in that. I can get good low pressure and I can go mountain biking with him. I get all the training for Leadville I want, but I get to enjoy it with my kids.
Yeah.
If I do that on my 29 mountain bike, I can't climb the hills with the guys as well. So I do it on my fat bike, and it's worked really, really well. So I love the fat bike. I think it's amazing because I get to spend time with my kids. Let's move on.
Yep. Now, can we talk as we're moving?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do whatever we want.
Well, for the last 2 years, I do a lot of OEM sales.
Okay.
And a lot of my OEM manufacturers have been telling me, they say, look, Stan, we're going to produce 1,200 fat bikes next year.
Yeah.
You have to make a rim for us.
Yeah.
The existing fat bike rims, we can't convert them to tubeless.
Right, exactly.
It's super, super difficult.
I've got one of those rims
We
now.
want it. So what I've been doing is, this is my first fat bike rim.
Okay.
This is a prototype.
Okay.
All of this drilling was done by hand.
Yep.
I actually epoxied the sleeve. The rim weight is 487 grams.
Wow.
It's not extremely light, and it's not a really, really fat.
Right.
The thing of this rim is you can mount the fat bike tires with your hands, and you can inflate them with a floor pump.
Nice.
And I can take that same technology and I can stretch it into an 80 or 100 millimeter wide rim because the tubeless portion of it is going to stay the same.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be really, really good. The people in the industry that have been trying to convert these, I've had so many people come to the show, and they know exactly how difficult it is to convert.
Right.
And this rim is going to be wonderful for them.
Good.
There's also some other things inside the rim. I'm keeping the tire on this rim. I'm not showing the inside of it until probably January or February. I've done some things inside that are even besides the tubeless portion that do other things.
The evil genius is at work.
And when I show you those things in January, you're going to say, that's wonderful.
Awesome.
That's exactly what
So
we
it's going
need
to be my
in this
birthday
rim.
present then,
There you
I guess.
go. I'll give
January
you that
birthday.
January or February.
Nice.
Okay?
I love that.
No.
All right, so fat bikes. All you guys out there on fat bikes that love them as much as I do, January, we're going to get a new amazing way to mount tubeless our wheels. Awesome.
What I call user-friendly.
Nice.
Now, right behind us is an iron cross wheel. This is our disc-specific cyclocross rim.
Okay.
And we have killed the industry with it. We can run tires with such low air pressure.
Right.
I mean, some of our racers are running 19, 20, 21
Holy
PSI.
cow. Well, you know what? This is what I want you to do next year. So do you know who Rebecca Rush is?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. She has an event called Rebecca Rush's Private Idaho.
Okay.
Yeah. Did that event, my son, on his cross bike, 3 flat tires, thank you very much. It was a lot. It was a pain.
Yeah.
Stan, we needed you.
Oh, yeah. Well,
we need you at that race.
the flat tires are easy portion for us because of the sealant.
Yeah, that's right.
Now,
That's right.
Did you want to hit on some road bikes?
Well, if we
road
didn't,
stuff?
we'd be
Okay.
sad, right? I got to do that.
All right,
let's go talk
let's
some
go
road
over.
bikes.
Okay, here are my 2 road bike rims. Now I make an Alpha 340 rim, which for 99% of the people is perfectly fine, perfectly stiff, perfectly strong. Now what I did for my pro riders, we have a couple of pro road teams, we made a 400, the Alpha 400.
Okay.
I made these for these guys, a couple of them are here, they can crank out 1,600 watts in their sprints, okay? They
Mammoth
need,
pistons.
exactly. They need a little bit stronger rim. The consumer doesn't need that strong.
You're saying I can't do that? I don't need that rim?
I don't think you
Come
can
on,
do
Stan.
300 maybe?
How much?
The 300. What I did was, I never planned on selling this rim.
Yeah.
I just wanted this for my pro 4 or 5 riders that we got
You
in
know
the
all of
country.
us are going to want that rim.
Well, my people's marketed it.
Yeah.
So they're selling
Yeah,
it now.
good.
Wasn't really needed.
I'm glad. It's needed. It's needed.
So really,
I'm working on the pistons.
Yeah, that's right. You'll be 1,800 watts.
No time.
As soon as those steroids start kicking in.
Can I get my hands on those? Anybody got some?
So I think the 340 is more than sufficient. You know, what this is you can put the tubeless road tires on this, pump them up very easy,
Yeah.
put a little bit of sealant in them, and you can ride for almost the whole summer,
Yeah.
not have any flats. And not only that, but you can take your road bike, which is rigid. Instead of running 120 PSI, you can run 65, 70 PSI. It adds suspension to the bike. And you're not creating rolling resistance because you don't have the tube rubbing up against the inside of the tire.
You know, that is such a science, and one day I really do want to do a Skype interview with you and talk to you about rolling resistance and all that. Today's not the day, because I know you could expand on it for hours and your voice is ready to go, but I really do want to spend some time, because I think that is a fascinating thing. I mean, you know, because you think the more pressure you've got, you know, this and that and the other, I mean, it kind of plays with your mind a little bit to think about that. So one of these days we'll talk about that. Do you have a carbon rim in the road end of things?
No, I don't. I don't have a carbon road rim yet. Like I say, this is my first mountain bike rim.
Right? Yep.
And for another thing too, this mountain bike rim will be a killer cyclocross rim.
Nice.
A killer. The only problem is it's going to stretch those 32 tires out a little bit wider than UCI.
Yeah.
So they might have to run a 32 rim.
Okay.
Now, one thing I do want to show you, let's go back to the Valor. I'm going to show you one of my little secrets.
Very cool. Let's go.
And you're going to be able to see this because what we have at the show are what we call raw rims.
Yep.
This rim has come out of the mold, so there's a little bit of flashing here.
Okay.
But if you can see this, what I want you to see is this spoke area. And if you can notice, see the color difference here to here and here to here?
Yep, kind of light to dark.
Exactly. What this is when you extrude a rim, you extrude a mountain bike rim.
Okay.
And let me show you a little section here. When you extrude
Here,
a mountain...
let me hold that for you a little bit.
The mountain bike rim, we have to extrude, this is where the spokes are. It has to be the thickest part of the rim, and it's thick all the way around, okay? A carbon rim is laid up, every rim by hand.
Yep.
Why do we want to make the bottom really thick all the way around, add all of that weight and all of that stiffness where we don't need it? So what I do is this reinforcing section you see here, this part of the rim is very thick, and this part is thin. Nobody in the industry is doing that, probably because maybe they never thought of it, I'm not sure, but it's more time consuming. It costs more to lay that material in the exact spoke location.
Yeah, absolutely.
But is it possible? Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so what we can do is we can make a rim that's just as strong in the spoke bed area, but we can lose some weight in between. Makes the overall weight of the rim lighter without losing strength.
Love it.
And it gives us more of that vertical compliance that we're looking for. That radial portion is so important in a rim, and that's what we want in the carbon rim, and that's what the Valor is going to give the consumer.
It's awesome. It's no wonder Stan's losing his voice. I mean, can you just feel the passion that he has for this industry and what he's doing for all of us as cyclists? I love that. I thank you for it. One of these times soon, I want to talk more about the actual liquid that goes in the tire. So why it works so well. So if you want to touch on that briefly, great. And a little bit about your tape. So why you need to tape with it. So just those two things. Wrap it up.
What the sealant is, you need a sealant that's very thin and very fluidy.
Right.
It's no sense in having something there that's so thick that by the time you get a puncture, it flows down and won't seal it.
Right.
So by making it, you have to make the sealant thin, then it flows really quick.
Right.
It makes it a little difficult for thicker holes.
Right.
You make that with the crystals. So my crystals seal the really big holes, and the liquid seals around the portions really quick. One other really important thing with the tire sealant is it shouldn't evaporate really, really quick.
Right.
You know, if you're going to pay good money for a sealant, you want it to last as long as you can. So we do a little simple evaporation test, you know, to show how long sealants last.
Yeah.
And I do this continually with my sealant.
Yeah.
Another thing is take your sealant, take an ounce of it and throw it in the freezer.
Okay.
If it's frozen the next day,
Yeah.
it doesn't have the ingredients that cost a lot of money. So your sealant shouldn't freeze. That's a quick, easy test. If it freezes, it's not what you want.
I don't want that in my fat bike in the winter.
No, you don't. That's right. You're going to be a little marble rolling around inside your tire, and it's probably not going to seal a puncture.
Yeah. Good to know.
And now the tape.
Yeah.
Okay, what we do with the tape is all of my rims are designed to be run tubeless.
Right.
So we want the rims to be built traditionally. So machines can build them, OEMs can build them.
Yeah.
They don't like all of these spokes that are fastened. You have to build them all by hand.
Right.
Very expensive. So we drill the rim traditional, but then to make it tubeless, we use this tape. So when you drill a rim, the relief holes, probably removes about 11 grams of weight from the rim.
Right.
We replace it with a 4 to 5 gram yellow spoke tape. So the rim is actually lighter than if it was a solid cavity.
Nice.
Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but with care, the yellow tape will last for years, and you can replace it.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't, you replace it.
Yeah.
And the tape is 220 foot-pounds tensile strength. It's a very strong tape. You can't break it with your hands.
Very cool.
Okay?
All right. Thank you so much for the interview today. All of you out there, we're going to give this link to Stan so he'll be able to answer any of your questions. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below so that we can interact with you. And the most important thing is, keep out there cycling strong. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.